Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassos podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That's right. Man, it has been a minute, I feel like, since we've been sitting in our plush chairs.
I agree. I think we chose to cancel ours because we like to record ahead so that we have grace.
Yes.
And we were like, fuck it. We don't want to do it the day before Thanksgiving. I was like, score. We just don't do it.
Right.
And then I get sick as fuck.
And you...
Like deadly sick.
Yeah.
So now we're here. It's 8:30 a.m. We usually record at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I'm a different human at 8:30 a.m. I was like, I'm trying to keep up.
I'm a better person at 8:30.
You are. See, and I'm over here. I'm trying to keep up, but you make me hype. But I'm like, I even tried to hype up my clothes with my elf shirt. and it's I'm trying. But luckily, it's your day today.
I still sound pretty sick. So my apologies, unless that's your kink and you love this.
Maybe it's very sultry.
I don't know.
Some people
it feels very nasally to me. That's about what I have going. Feels very nasally. I had strep and the flu at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I decided to drink at my husband's Christmas party, which I was already like barely making it. Like if it wasn't for the fact that I was missing every other one of the way his company does is they have a ton of different parties and they really fucking know how to celebrate the holidays. I look forward to it now so much that knowing I'm missing it because I'm in New York next week, I'm genuinely sad. I really just have been with his work family for a long time too. So I just fucking love them. Anyway, I let my hair down. I drank. The next morning, I'm like, I should take my antibiotics, take the antibiotics. And then I'm violently throwing up for 24 solid hours.
That's insane.
And it was the second worst experience to the week that I'd had prior to. And I just don't feel like I'm the same person.
I kept checking.
Changed.
It's like, are you alive? And then I made a joke and told somebody that I said, they go, how's Brooklyn? I go, oh, she's in hospice. And they were like, what? I'm like,
someone who doesn't know, because I didn't tell anyone I was sick.
I know. And then they were like, what? I go, I'm just kidding. She's just the sickest I've ever seen her. And so I had to reword how I
Yes,
told,
I'm luckily not actually in hospice.
gave people your updates.
But I can tell you that I will be making a lot of lifestyle changes, and they're going to be seen, and they're going to probably be fucking heard, because I have become way too crunchy in all of this shit with like, yes, I totally understand healthy people I'm not ridiculous. I'm not absolutely fucking ignorant. I know you get sick and healthy people get sick all the time, but I 100% feel like I could have prevented at least one of these two illnesses because I was also eating a ton of sugar. I was drinking a lot. We were celebrating the fucking holidays.
Yeah.
I got sick right after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Shocking. Yeah, because I was not treating my fucking body like a temple. And then now I'm just, I don't even know where I'm at in anything. All I know is that I'm a different person. That's what matters. I am different. Things will be different.
Yeah.
I am a fresh and new.
I said, leave it whenever you told us that, I said, leave it to you to get like really, really sick and then decide to do research and development while sick and be like, I have to present this. And because you always try to make yourself better. So it's like, I would just be like, well, I'm sick and now I'm not. Like,
it's because I had no brain capacity to do anything of like value, which means I doom scrolled. And my doom scrolling isn't finding out what Kim Kardashian's favorite lip gloss is. My doom scrolling is understanding why and what is in our food, what the government's done, Rockefeller and all that fucking bullshit, what medicine is doing to us,
right?
What sugar is doing to my insulin levels, so I just went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I went crazy.
I'm an ostrich. I'm like, oh, look at this dog. Look at this panda falling off while he's eating bamboo. Like, that's what I'd look at. I'd rather just enjoy scroll.
Yeah.
to do that.
Yep.
For my sanity.
Not the same at all. Another one of the 4,000 reasons Heather and I are not alike in any way. And there you have that.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in my story because this is the start of our day and we have other shifts to work. So time to hustle.
That's right. Let's roll.
So I am using references or my works cited page, whatever the fuck you want to call that. ABC News, National Park Service, mycoloradoparks.com, dcssheriff.net, and then 2020 Mountain of Lies. This is on Hulu. 2020 Mountain of Lies.
So the episode of 2020?
It is like Yes, I suppose so. And they are fantastic. And you have to watch it. After this, when you come home tonight, you need to just watch it.
2020 Mountain of Lies.
Yes.
I'm about to text it to you while you're typing so I remember it.
It's all, yes. Anyway, so 100% you have to look at that. They always, like 2020 does a fantastic job at everything. They fucking should, right? They're documenting the news and important stories, and they have a lot of money. But I really loved this one because there's nothing better than the people who went through the experiences talking. Like, there's only so much I can do. But like, that documentary is unbelievable and you should watch it.
Okay.
And really, this story has everything. Like, just fucking, it has everything. Like, as I was watching, and I already knew the story because I remember being aware of this whenever it happened. And you might not remember the name. You will 1000% remember the story.
All right.
Just, it has the layers to it. If this was a written book.
Okay.
Afterwards, you'd be like, you can't even fucking write that shit. Like, it's so tantalizing.
And that's crazy, you saying that, because you read like 3 books a day. So
yes. So let's talk about, well, and then one of the biggest pet peeves of people, which I have to highlight this one too, is when people say they read a book when it was an audiobook. You did not read the book. I do not read 250 books a year. I listen to at least 100, 200 books probably a year because I go through one every 3 or 4 days. But I read only 1 book a month. So I want to make that very clear. I'm a book listener and I do some reading, but I'm not a true reader.
I like to be read too. I get it.
So we're going to start off by telling you about Toni Henthorn. And do you remember that name?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And like I said, you're going to remember the rest of it. So Dr. Toni Henthorn is a brilliant, compassionate, and remarkable woman whose life is like just massively impressive. She grew up in Natchez, Mississippi, where her parents owned a prosperous oil and gas business. So alongside her 2 brothers, she had a very fucking privileged upbringing. And it was like her own character and drive that really defined who she was. She was born on January 10th, 1962, which I mentioned mostly for reference points of her age as we go through the story. Her best friend, Allison Talley, she remembered her as simply like the smartest, most intelligent, most beautiful, wisest person she knew. And though she was an introvert by nature, she was quiet. She was always on the top of her class. She had a deep love for athletics. And this girl is like svelte. Like, I was looking through her photos and just, it's really hard to keep weight off in your late 30s and anything after that, essentially.
I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you mean.
So like, this woman, when she's in her 40s, she's at my fittest in my like 30s. So I'm just like, I'm impressed by this woman. And like, I do have to take 2 seconds and be like, she had royalty checks throughout her life for this oil and gas business. So like, she has money that you and I can't really fathom. And that does matter, you know, and it does end up mattering throughout this storyline too. Okay. But like, she had real, true wealth that most people, can't understand. So the same quiet dedication propelled her into a career as an ophthalmologist. It was a field she chose for a deeply personal reason, which I'm curious on this one because then I'm going to tell you what her brother had said too. But she felt like if she looked into someone's eyes, it draws a dedication and commitment to the person observed, which I think is deep as fuck.
Damn.
And that was like a philosophy that she had lived by, that you could see people through their eyes. But her brother, who also ends up becoming a doctor because, you know, smart fuckers, said that she always knew she wanted to be in medicine, and she decided that she had chosen that career too because she thought that it would give her the right combination of, you know, the balance of life and work. And so that was another reason. She was very practical, and I thought that was a smart reason too. She wanted to take her vacations and experience her life, but also be an impressive fucking doctor too.
Wow.
And she was. So her patients had seen her as a godsend, and her brother, Todd Bertolet, that was her original
main name.
There we go. Described her life's work as nothing short of like a masterpiece. Like, she was just really the light to her family. Her father, Bob, said that she was a special child, and I believe there was a huge religious facet to this, and he felt like she was their gift from God.
Aww.
She had gotten married young to a fella she had met in med school, and he was a dentist, and as most relationships that happen whenever you're really young, it failed.
What?
Who knew?
That is bizarre.
It's crazy. It's crazy that before you know who you are, you get married.
Oh.
And then it fails. And I say this as somebody who got married at 22 and it failed. So I feel like I'm allowed to say it. And I'm sure there's like the whole 2% of people that are going to make it. I believe it. She dove into her work as all banging boss babes do, but she was deeply upset over the divorce. And she just felt like she had failed, which she's a high performer, high achiever. And anyone who's gone through a divorce, there's an innate feeling of utter failure if you gave two fucking fucks about yourself.
That's what I was going to say. Because, I mean, like, she's done so well and done everything up to this point. And then she's like, oh, my God. And it's really not a failure. But I'm sure in her eyes, it felt that way. And I've never gone through it, so I don't know.
I can't lie. A divorce is a failure. It is there's no way for a person who cares enough to reflect on themselves to think that they failed either in who they chose or how they were as a spouse, because it ended and it ended. You know what I mean? Like, either you feel like you failed because I picked the wrong partner, or I failed at being the right spouse. And so it's in there. What, like, I use the word fail though, as I didn't wake up. You have to understand my type A personality and military parent training, that I'm over here like a failure is also not doing what you said you were going to do at the time you said you were going to do it. So I use the word failure loose.
You told me you were going to be 10 minutes late one time. You were going to move back a meeting and you're like, sorry, I'm a failure. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So
I get it.
I'm sure there's people who have been divorced that don't feel that way, but then I really feel like they didn't take any part of fucking what a marriage is seriously. So any fucking way. So let's see. Oh, she also felt like obviously she had wasted some time.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it. Like, if you're a woman and you actually want to birth a child, timelines are a necessity. And it just feels like if you lost, I mean, if Travis left me right now, I wouldn't feel that way because we weren't trying to have kids. And right. I just wouldn't feel necessarily that way. That time was wasted because life's a journey. But whenever your clock's ticking, it really does fucking suck. And so in 1999, Toni does what all women do whenever they're trying to find a man. She hops on the internet.
Oh.
So she ends up, and I didn't see on anything else other than, I believe, the Mountain of Lies. I need you guys to understand too. I've been delirious for 7 full days.
Right.
And so this could be a fever dream. But I believe that on 2020, Mountain of Lies, they had mentioned that this was on like a Christian mingle site.
Okay.
Maybe not Christian mingle, but it was a Christian dating site. And that was something important to them. And that religion and God was an important facet too. So I'm automatically going to assume that if you're into Christian dating sites, like in general, you're not a shitty person. But once again, we all know that's a lie.
When I worked at Opryland, they had a Christian mingle convention there. I think they forgot that he was watching, or whatever they say. That's all I'm going to say.
Were they doing it?
There was a lot.
Were they all just like, what? Tell me. Tell me right the fuck now.
From what I saw, it was more of the mingle and less emphasis on the Christianity. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, what did they think? Like, I would assume if it's a mingle, they would just be mingling, right?
Yeah, but it was literally, I mean, like ChristianMingle.com hosted the event, and there was empty rooms and extra keys being made. Not everyone. There were some.
Okay. See, that's where I'm like, okay, no. I believe that God wants you to wait.
I know.
I don't know that. I'm not a religious being. We make that very clear in this, that we are not religious beings. But I believe that they're supposed to wait 24 to 48 hours.
24 to 48 hours. Like, look, they
long enough for the weekend to have ended and for them to exchange phone numbers, get to know each other, get to know the Lord.
They say, what's your favorite Bible verse? Drop that purity ring on the nightstand and have at it.
Okay, exactly. Anyway, so this is when she meets Harold Henthorn, and he enters into her fucking life. And by all accounts, he seems to be this wonderful man. I was so excited. I'm going to need you to do me a favor, Ski. I'm going to need you to grab your phone and you're going to have to pull up the email so that you can see a photo of him and comment. Now, I'm going to keep going. You feel free to interject as you need to interject.
Love that.
So he is handsome. He's outgoing. He's tall. And the perfect counterpart to kind of her quiet nature. So one thing that Harold Henthorn like really portrays is that he's this wealthy and successful fundraiser. Like he had made money. I'm gonna go into that later, but anyway, he lied like a rug, and this is gonna like knock your socks off.
Lied like a rug.
Lied like a rug.
Okay, Loretta Lynn, preach.
He
Get
presented.
after it.
So I
Is
need
this
you to
him?
know. Yes,
Is this the right one?
yes, that's him. And look at how pretty she is. She just looks proper.
And this is Toni, right?
Yes, yes,
They are so.
yeah. She just seems so sweet and angelic.
I would love her to be my eye doctor.
Right? I agree.
She's precious.
So he presented himself like he was this recently widowed businessman who had sold his diamond business and was now enjoying a relaxed life, raising money for nonprofits. And this was honestly the beginning of a masterful con. So just keep in mind, like, this is fucking elite. This is an elite level situation, and we're going to get into it.
Okay.
Now, their romance moves at a lightning speed. So just 6 weeks after their first meeting.
Don't say that.
I know.
Don't.
6 weeks. They were engaged on Valentine's Day. So they married the same year. So not even really together for a year, in a ceremony that was picture perfect. Now, what I also want you to know is I believe this was on the documentary and not a fever dream.
Okay.
Her brother or someone in her family's like, quick highlight, they had only been around each other 6 times by the time they'd gotten married. And so they end up moving from Mississippi to Denver.
Okay.
And I just don't know if he didn't live there. And like, I do have to let you know that's my blurry part of this is like, I don't know if he just didn't live near them and they were like long distancing it. But long story short, they had maybe fucked 6 times before they put that ring on it.
No, they didn't. Maybe that's why they were rushing for the ring.
You're right. You know, who knows? Sorry, guys. Sexy. Okay. I'm just doing hot shit. I'm doing my hot girl
She's over
shit.
here doing hot cough shit.
Yeah. So there is this little Easter egg in Harold's story as he's a widower, right? So he does have an ex-wife or a dead wife.
A widow. Yeah.
That it died in a weird circumstance. And so like Lynn, it was unusual. And it was 5 years earlier, and it was not enough to consider a red flag at the time. Now, for you and me, though, we would have had questions.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Toni was 38, so she was my age when she got married.
Okay.
They rushed. And if
Yeah.
there's one thing we know, is if you rush something and you don't give it its organic pace, it's likely going to completely just fucking blow up.
Right.
Like
sourdough.
It's anything.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Yes, if you rush your sourdough, it just doesn't fucking it falls flat, I think. I don't know.
She wouldn't know because she doesn't do it.
I don't over rush it, but I do fucking forget about it for way too long, and then it's like a flat pancake. But anyway, that's not here nor there. But the other thing I wanted to mention too is that she did have a charmed life.
Yeah.
So like another reason why I'm like, why didn't that raise more flags? She lived a beautiful, charmed life. And Christianity, like I say this because I feel like if there is a facet that if you met somebody on the basic, like
right.
the base of religion, I just don't feel like you would think that this person had bad motives.
You're used to having faith in people.
Yes.
It's because you have faith in something that's not tangible.
Yes.
So you're used to that. If they have faith, you have faith in them that they share the same thing, and you see the good in people, which some people can unfortunately do that to a fault.
Yes.
So
all of those reasons, which is why I just don't feel like this was unpacked or uncovered faster.
And also God's plan. So like, like she probably believed in God's plan. So she thought, well, that happened. So everything led to this point. And
yeah, I'm just also surprised too that she had been married before and still rushed in like this. That is the one thing to me that like does shock me, because if you've been divorced, you usually don't sprint because of fear.
Right.
So I was kind of like shocked on that one too. But I also truly believe too that when you're older in life, you believe that you know and you can uncover and see these things better.
Right.
And she was 38.
She probably got love bombed.
Yeah.
And wanted it to work out and was like, oh, he's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows?
Who knows?
Who
I'm
knows?
over here like, I have all the answers. I
Right?
don't fucking know.
I don't know shit about fuck. We say it every time. So behind the facade of this like stable suburban life, a fucked up reality was like unfolding. Okay.
Okay.
So after moving from Mississippi to the Denver, Colorado area, Toni and Harold welcomed their daughter Haley in 2005. So 2005, got married in 2038, 43 by the time she gave birth. Now that was in 2005. This is another moment where I'm like, the COVID vaccine made us all infertile because she was able to get pregnant at 43 and have a beautifully healthy child. We have 25-year-olds who can't get pregnant now. So I'm just going to let that fucking sit there. But it literally, I couldn't have not thought about it because I'm like a 43-year-old mom trying to get pregnant now. I don't even think it's possible. Anyway, comment if you're a 43-year-old mom and you got pregnant. Congratulations. I think that's wonderful. And then let me know if you got vaccinated. So when Toni had Haley, like this was it. It's everything she wanted.
Right.
Everything she could have possibly wanted. Now, she poured her love into her daughter and her career, and then Harold was becoming like much less impressive. So he was extremely focused on controlling his wife and daughter. And in the documentary, which once more everyone should watch because it was fucking amazing, Haley speaks about how her father, like if her dad was around, blah 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 blah. If her dad was near her, then her mom wasn't able to like hold her or love on her. Like he was almost like she was a prop to him. And you can see videos where like home videos where Toni is just kind of like sitting there kind of looking dead-eyed. And homeboy has Haley the whole time. And like it just seemed like if he was there, he was not allowing her to have any time with her mother. And he was like suffocating and like controlling of that. I'm going to get into the controlling part a little later, and that's going to fucking make you go crazy too.
Okay.
September 29th. So, and another one is like a photo of Haley and her dad after everything that happens. And Haley's like hands are closed. Like Haley just looks like she does not want to be touched by her dad at all.
Oh, God.
And like her hands aren't open. They're closed in like this way that's just like tense. Like kind of like if a guy you were about to dump like took a photo with you right before and you're just like, like I'm here. I'm in this.
You're like this. They're like, say cheese. And she's like, fine. Like, no
yeah,
good,
like I don't
no
actually like, I'm
language.
dumping you in 2 days.
Well, when you do.
And
like, you look like a baby taking
watch
a dump.
you're going to know the photo and you're going to be like, that is what it was.
That
I tried to find it so that I could throw it in this photo. But of course, 2020 screenshots I didn't get. But anyway, so September 29th of 2012, for their 12th anniversary, Harold planned what he called a special surprise for Toni. They always took trips on their anniversary, and this one was no different. He had handled every detail. I saw that he cleared Toni's work schedule. I don't really know if that happened. Helped, sweep her away to the Rocky Mountain National Park. Have you been to the Rocky Mountain National Park?
No.
Okay. Jess, have you gone? Rocky Mountain, Jess was like, what? Rocky Mountain National Park. Have you gone? Okay. Everyone should.
I don't know if I want to go after I hear this story, but.
Oh, this is an impossible thing. That's the other part that's tantalizing about this story is just the stupidity of Mr. Smart Tall Guy.
Mr. Smart Tall Guy.
Okay. So they're going on this hike.
Okay.
I also need to unpack this part.
All right.
Now, I could be wrong because in one photo it looked like she had shorts on, and another one it looked like she was wearing jeans. For anyone who hikes, you don't fucking hike in jeans. Like you don't. Like there are photos of them hiking and traveling and just fucking hike in jeans. I can't. Anyway, I cannot. So
apparently some people hike in jeans.
Just not
some people work
Johnson.
out at Planet Fitness in jeans. So
yeah, but I feel like they do that after work and they're like just trying to like squeeze it in. But anyway, to me, what I call true hiking, and the Rocky Mountains is true hiking to me because you're going any like mountains, you're going fucking up, man. These are steep inclines. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of fucking effort. The chafing can't be good for your vagina. There's just a million reasons why hiking in jeans.
Jeans are not good for your vagina.
Is what I say.
That's our
anyway,
it's our next t-shirt.
She has a t-shirt on and she has jeans on.
Okay.
And so like to me that means like they're just being more casual about it. You can enjoy and explore Rocky Mountain National Park from a vehicle. You don't have to hike it.
Or maybe they're just walking on it's flat. Like I don't know.
There's no flat in mountains.
Oh yeah, emphasis on the Rocky Mountain.
Yes, Rocky Mountain National. Yeah,
I
not a lot of flat.
am so kind of like us.
So, anywho, he chooses this challenging route up Deer Mountain, which is 10,000 feet into the sky. So think about it here. Now, Toni's had 3 knee surgeries, and she is now 50 years old.
Nope.
It's treacherous. It's off trail. It's a scramble. Scrambles fucking make my butthole pucker.
What does that mean?
Damn near hand and feet. When you're like you're scrambling up. There's moments of
it's like a rock
it's
wall,
treacherous.
But not.
Damn near. Yeah.
Okay.
The only times I've ever scrambled is because of my husband forcing a scramble situation.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel alive, but it makes me feel like I'm going to shit myself.
See, I'm 40 and I've had 1 knee surgery. Should have 2. But like, I wouldn't be able to do that. No, no, that sounds awful. And if we'll plan that, I'd be like, you know better than that. Why would you take me here to do this when you know that's going to be
100%?
Like there's something wrong. I'm already seeing a red flag and I don't need
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Agreed. No, 100%. Now, not to mention this is not a trail. Rocky Mountain National Forest, Park, whatever.
Okay.
This is not a trail. It is a walk into the woods.
He said, hey, let's go this way.
Yes.
Sketch.
Now, my husband does that.
But he lives outside.
He knows the paths
right.
And he's made it. So I would trust him. So I get why she trusted him. But it's just, there's no trail in sight. It's just, I would not do it at the Rocky Mountain National Park. I do it at Peabody, which is like fucking small hills, is all I can say on that.
Yeah.
I would not do this as what I would consider as an avid hiker. They stop at this beautiful spot for lunch and they take some photos. The setting, it's picturesque. It's super rugged landscape, very rocky, very fucking rocky. And there's like peaks and these breathtaking views. The lunch spot alone is like, that's all you needed to go to.
Right.
But for like, and I would have gone back. But no, Harold takes her further into the landscape. Just before 6 p.m., Harold Henthorn placed a desperate call to 911. Henthorn, thank you. My wife has fallen from a rock on the north summit of Deer Mountain on the Deer Mountain Trail, and she's in really critical condition. Is she conscious or breathing, said the dispatcher. No, she's not. She's not been conscious. She had fallen 160 feet off of this cliff's edge.
Toni.
Now, critically, the location information Harold provided was incorrect, and it significantly delayed rescue efforts for hours in the encroaching darkness. Mid-call, while an operator was instructing him on how to perform CPR, Harold abruptly claims that his phone was dying and he hung up. He also says in this that he didn't see her fall, that he had gotten a text message or a call about a text about his fucking someone in his family about a hockey game or something else I don't care about. And that he looked over and that's whenever he realized she had fallen.
What?
Yes. So on this, like the phone records like show that after the call, he made over 20 phone calls and he sent over 100 text messages.
Wow.
So as the dispatcher is trying to tell him what to do and how to save her life, he says this. He just says that she's unconscious, all of this jazz.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just insert this part from memory.
Okay.
So enjoy that part. Now, when he had made the phone call, he had implied that he was doing CPR and that he was down at this remote area. It takes 40 minutes to get down there.
I was going to say, how logistically did that work?
It's supposed to take about 40 minutes for him to get down there. And what he says to the dispatcher is not the wounds that are seen. She has her lipstick. Once more, this is where I'm like, she was not hiking. So he had really thrown her off on, I think, what he put her through
to
get to the spot.
Okay.
Her lipstick was perfectly in place. though he was supposedly doing CPR for a long period of time.
Oh, yeah, no.
And he had called her brother. And as he's talking about her wounds, she had a huge gash on her head by the time they get there. Huge gash. So she's bleeding excessively. She's essentially bleeding out.
Oh,
he
no.
never mentions that wound. He just says that she was unconscious. Like she had just...
So
when he had made the 911 call and when he was doing all of these things, he was nowhere near her.
That's what I was going to say.
He needed the time for them. Like he needed her enough time to die at the base of the cliff before the cops or before the ambulances could get there, the rescue efforts. So he gives the wrong location. So it takes them longer to get there. And at the time that he had called, so he said that he saw her fall.
Right.
Had tried to call. I don't know how he tried to like word the bullshit of him trying to get down there to her.
Right.
It would have been impossible. He had called at a time that he wasn't near her. And that text message came through way before the 911 call.
Oh, shit.
So we have a whole hell of a lot of math ain't mathin' fast in this, okay?
Right.
No math from the very minute that it all went down.
And he said that she just slipped and fell. Like he didn't.
She fell, yep.
So like, here's my thing. Like if I trip and fall, if I stub my toe, my immediate flies out of my mouth. Shit or fuck. Or
yeah,
something.
I'm going to have you pause where you're going to go on this.
Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, sorry. You told me that I was going to have questions and I have to wait and look at me not waiting. Okay,
and I'm like, on this one, I'm like, just give me 2 seconds.
You got it.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that a couple of sassholes sent you, you get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time.
When the park ranger finally reached the remote off-trail location, the situation was dire. Toni Henthorn lay at the bottom of a cliff, having fallen, like I mentioned, 160 feet.
How terrible.
On a rocky cliff. Despite the ranger's best efforts, she was pronounced dead at the scene. They noticed that the spot was not They noted the spot was not one a person could simply walk off. The cliff edge had a raised natural barrier, meaning Toni would have had to step over it to fall. There was no slip and fall.
Right.
She had to have stepped over it and essentially jumped off. To the outside world, it was this heartbreaking accident, but the investigators began to process the scene and the first signs of suspicion emerged from the fucking jump. This was not an accident. Legit, they saw the shit the moment they walked up to the moment.
Yeah.
So experienced investigators from the National Park Service quickly noted that several pieces of evidence at the scene didn't add up. The official narrative of a freak accident began to fray under the weight of these inconsistencies. So 3 key items were immediate red flags. So Toni's digital camera was found resting perfectly next to her body. However, evidence of broken branches and a blood trail showed that she had first landed in trees before rolling into her final position. So it's completely improbable that her camera made it through this violent fall.
Right.
She was also found out of her hiking boots. Park investigators with extensive experience in falling incidences knew that it was extremely rare. Hiking boots are laced up.
Yeah.
They're very hard to get off. They're not like a slip-on flip-flop if you got hit by a car.
Yeah.
It's improbable And the boots, one of them was like, I think one of them was still fully on. The other one was it was their placement. It was far from her body.
Yeah.
And it was unnatural. Now, the other part was the fact that, I don't know, man. There was a map of the park in Harold's Jeep. And there was a red X marking the precise, remote, and dangerous spot that Toni had died. A location far from any designated trail. And I'm like, did this guy think that they weren't going to search his vehicle? That's the only assumption I have here, guys. He literally had a map
and marked
the X in this very remote, odd location for her to have fallen.
How would he think he would explain that away? Like, oh, I was going to take her on a surprise. It's like, that's not really a good surprise for somebody who has had need. I would question that. And I'm not even an experienced investigator. I'm just an armchair sleuth.
Right. I'm like, I don't. All right. When questioned about why he and Toni, once more, who had undergone those three knee surgeries, had ventured to such a treacherous and inhospitable area, his story kept changing. So first he claimed that they saw wild turkeys. Whatever. But a park scientist was like, no, we don't have wild turkeys there. So no. And then he said that he saw a deer.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah. And they're like, well, why the fuck would you boulder over difficult terrain for a fucking deer?
I know. Drive down the highway at nighttime.
That's what I'm saying. So then he said it was, we were looking for a romantic time.
They were trying to go out and
fuck. And I'm like, and even then, the investigators are like, oh, in this unbelievably rocky and unwelcoming landscape.
Yeah. I'd be like, listen, I like to have sex with you, but I don't feel like I got to work this hard to get it.
Yeah. And then him saying that also like kind of threw me because Travis thought that we walked up on people fucking in the woods on our last trip.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, so I didn't realize people were doing that. Duly noted for things I now need to do. But anyway, so that whole portion had happened. And they're like, I still don't understand nor believe that.
That makes no
sense. This is even before, I don't even get into the timeline of the phone calls that we're going to get to. I mentioned what I mentioned, but when they start to break it down and realize that none of the timelines even work on the phone calls and that he said that his phone was dying and he was on the phone for 100 text messages, 20. Right. So like while she's dying and he's doing all this stuff, he's texting all of his friends and family.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
And so this was like late 2000.
2012.
12. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to put it together again because digital camera. So,
yes.
But phone. So
still. On top of that too, they go back through the cameras, right?
Right.
And you can see that Toni, and this was the photo I was trying to find, but honestly, guys, I fucking was finishing this shit at like 5:30 this morning.
Dude,
so
you survived. You're in survival.
I have survived.
Yeah.
So in it, that you can see that Harold is standing in the exact location that she falls from, and he's holding on to a tree like death grip. And then there's a photo of her there.
Okay.
And so like you can kind of, they get this concept that like Harold was trying to tell her, here, babe, look, it's safe to stand here. It's safe to stand. Just come stand over here. And he starts standing over there in multiple different moments because at one point he has a jacket on. Another moment he doesn't have a jacket on. She's over there standing there. And like the worst part of this is if you stop and realize that he fucking shoved her over the edge.
What a piece of shit. And like
in her moments of the worst, to me, my biggest fear of dying is falling off of the edge of a cliff. You know that.
Right.
When we hike, I'm always terrified of falling.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that like while she's standing there,
trusting her
in her last moment, she realizes that the love of her life, which mind you, she was, we'll get to it, but like he pushed her over the edge.
What a piece of garbage.
Unbelievable. So let's talk about all the twisted lies of Harold, because unfortunately this investigation takes like 2 years, but at the end of the day, it's all uncovered. It's kind of hard to prove a push,
right?
To be honest. So they now dig into Harold's background and they uncover a meticulously crafted facade that had deceived friends, family, and his own wife. Well, like 12 years for his wife, but 20 years the public. So Harold had convinced everyone that he was this successful fundraiser for nonprofits and the primary breadwinner. The reality, as discovered by investigators, was a complete fabrication. He hadn't held a job since 1992.
What the fuck is he doing?
His certified fundraiser credentials were non-existent,
Oh.
and tax returns showed that he had made virtually no money for 20 years.
What?
Yes, no money, zero. But, and I want to mention too, their house was gorgeous and massive and beautiful. And I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck you pulled this off. The disparity between his claims and his reality was like staggering. He had somehow managed the family finances, ensuring that his wife never looked at it. And instead, he had been living off of the money he received after his first wife's death, which was about $600,000. And then whenever that started to run out, he started taking the family oil and gas royalties check and he was putting that into his account.
Oh.
Not Tony's. And the business cards that he was giving out, yeah, well, those had, it was no business. The address on the business card was his home, listed as Suite A or Suite B, which was really the basement. He legit is on camera talking to his baby and explaining his business. He's like, you know, I have 90 people who work for me. We have offices in Florida. All this shit. Like the lies that he had to say and like the caliber of which he said it is unbelievable.
It's like he almost believed him himself.
100%.
Yeah.
So as they uncovered, the powerful motive behind all of this was obviously fucking greed.
Right.
He had secretly taken out multiple life insurance policies totaling $4.5 million for Toni.
I hate him.
The evidence indicated she was completely unaware of their existence. And within 2 days of her death, Harold was already attempting to claim the money.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Piece
But
of
the
shit.
key question for the prosecutors was also like, why now? Like, why did this happen? Oh, you guys. My alarm's going off.
Your
Wow,
phone.
This is very big.
Your phone. Oh yeah, your phone updated, so now it's all weird.
It is super weird. That's my alarm telling me to go downstairs and get ready for my other job. So to
Right
pack
when
my
you,
lunch.
You asked the question for that, and then all of a sudden it goes off.
Right? Okay, so why was it? So just before her death, Toni had opened up her own bank account for the first time and began diverting some of her paychecks and her royalty money into it. It was like her dad, her brother, her grandfather, a man in her life, because I cannot remember, had realized that the money was going into a different account and not their joint account.
Right.
And so he was like, dude, you need to put money into your own account.
Yeah.
And so that is what they believe was like, that Toni was about to leave him.
Sounds like she was getting her ducks in a row.
She was getting her ducks in a row. Now, another thing that happened here. So Harold was in close communication. I'm going to try to get this right. Lynn was his first wife.
Got it.
Sorry, guys. This is the first time I've talked this long. So Lynn was his first wife. Lynn's brother's wife. Okay, they got divorced.
Okay.
They had stayed in contact.
So his in-law, is that how that?
I don't know what the fuck. It doesn't matter because
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And she's stunning, and I guess like she had it seemed she looked like money. You can say that. People look like money. And they had been in communication, and when she went through her divorce, she was struggling financially, and Harold and Toni helped her. Like it was very much a friend situation.
Got it.
Now, whether or not like there was something else like brewing, no one can say that.
Right.
But when she decided to not let him like be a beneficiary or something, he got really shitty about it. And it was very weird. And so at the end of all of this, like the belief when you watch the documentary, because I think this will tickle your fancy enough to where you're like, I shall and I must.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that she was probably going to be the third victim. Like she was the next one on the docket. He was already planning to do this again.
What a garbage human.
What a fucking garbage human.
I love garbage humor though.
Oh man, it
is,
we are.
But
We are garbage humor.
I know there's not a genre on Spotify to pick that, or we would have.
I mean,
Garbage humor.
yeah, fuck. If that is one thing we are, it's that, sadly. So let's talk about it. I told you this story had everything. So let's do the anonymous letters. Let's cue the anonymous letters. So they began arriving 4 investigators.
Wait, what letters?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It became clear that Toni Henthorn's death was not the first time a wife of Harold Henthorn had died under bizarre and suspicious circumstances. So someone fucking writes a note to the investigators, and they're like, "Look into Lynn's death." I still don't know who the fuck sent this.
Really?
Yeah. Lightning usually doesn't strike the same place twice, does it?
No.
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 Nope.
In 1995, Harold's first wife, Lynn Henthorn, died in what was ruled an accident. Harold's account was that while changing a tire in their Jeep in a remote area of Douglas County, the vehicle slipped off the jack and crushed her. He was the only witness. Following the investigation into Toni's murder, new evidence came to light, prompting the Douglas County coroner to officially change Lynn's matter of death from accidental to undetermined. Or undetermined. I don't know if that is supposed to fucking help anyone. Like, does that give the family justice? I don't know. So now is where I'm going to take a moment. I literally said explain this. I'm going to explain it. So he implies that now they are on this remote ass road, a super remote road. He says that she dropped a lug nut or something, went to get under the car. At the same time, he threw the Jeep tire into the back and it knocked it off of the jack, and the jack crushed her. Let's talk about it. We're going to take 2 seconds on this because for the sake of time. So they tried this over and over again. And they're like, wow, number one, do you know how weird it is to throw a tire into the back of an SUV? We all have SUVs. Let's all imagine throwing a tire into the back of an SUV. It pops back out. Like, they're like, this is so fucking weird. Like, and at the point, like, I don't know, there was some reason why it was going to be really hard for Harold to do that. I can't remember the reason why, so my apologies. Like, I don't know if he had hurt something or it was just so weird to do.
That makes no sense.
So they do it every way you can.
Yeah.
So then the other woman's like, I'm going to kick the back of the SUV. I'm going to slam into the back of the SUV. I'm going to shake and rock the back of the SUV. Impossible to make it fall off the jack. But what they can do is go up to the jack and hit it. Just to go pop.
Oh.
He murdered his first wife
Poor
by
Lynn.
crushing her
I wanna look
underneath.
her picture.
Yes. And here's beautiful Lynn. By crushing her underneath a vehicle. And they just thought it was like the saddest thing. No one dove into it further. He was once more the only witness to it. Why would you think?
And I'm sure.
Why would you think otherwise? You know, like there's no reason. It was just a freak accident.
Ugh.
So let's talk about this part. So investigators were struck by the chilling parallels between the two deaths, which occurred nearly 2 decades apart. Incidents happened in isolated, odd places to call for help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harold was the only witness to both of the wives' deaths. In both fatal incidences, Harold emerged completely unscathed. He had collected $600,000 in the life insurance payout after Lynn's death and money that he had been living on for years. The investigation also uncovered another freak accident that had nearly killed Toni. So while they're at their cabin, a large wooden beam fell from a deck, narrowly missing her head. Now, once again, Harold was the only witness. And then later, like, Harold made a joke about it saying, yeah, I guess you heard I tried to kill Toni. So let me tell you how this happened. So there was like a broken light and he asked her, this shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, last year I was hit by a 2x6 because I was standing under a deck, like under a pergola that we were fixing. A board that shouldn't have fallen, and it hit me in my head and it damn near knocked me unconscious. And I had a concussion and it was fucking terrible.
Right.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So imagine this now. Okay. That was me.
It wasn't
fell on top of me.
Right.
It fell.
Right.
Toni asks his wife to go grab like this thing that broke, like a piece of a glass light that had fallen. So he tells her to go there.
Okay.
And then he throws a 2x6 or a 2x4, whatever the fuck he threw, off the balcony. So this is a second story, and it hits her in the neck. And like the ambulance is called, and they act like he goes, yeah, I was throwing the boards over the edge of the, like I was like
Why?
Explaining why, I guess, to get him downstairs.
But if I was an ambulance person, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
why did you
know
ask
your wife's down there.
Right.
No.
You just told her to go over there, and then
No.
you just
I hate his guts.
nonchalantly throw this. So then they're like, was that the first time he tried? And then was like, I got to figure out a different way to do this.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Unfucking believable.
Poor Toni.
So now we have a pattern established, and they're moving to solidify the final pieces of the case against him for her murder.
Okay.
The final stages of the 2-year investigation focused on proving premeditation and preventing Harold from disappearing before he could be brought to justice. So he had maintained that the anniversary hike was a spontaneous trip he'd only scouted once. However, investigators used his cell phone data to prove that was another fucking lie. It showed his phone pinging off of cell towers near Rocky Mountain National Park 8 or 9 times in the weekends leading up to Toni's death. It was not a spontaneous trip. It was a meticulously planned execution. Like, I don't know if he just thought they weren't going to look into it.
I don't know.
That's all I can assume.
I can't remember whenever the forensics of pinging phones got popular.
But anything.
Yeah.
Like the map.
That was stupid.
That's what I'm
But he
saying.
sounds cocky, so it sounds like he thinks he could explain it away. No, I was X marks the spot for love or some fucking bullshit like that.
Right.
Like some stupid fucking lie.
Exactly. Oh, I've only been there one time. There's no way they'll be able to tell. Dude, you could have looked at anything. You have to have a pass to get into Rocky Mountain National Park. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
it could have been
Stupid.
found. And by 2012, yeah, we were fucking pinging the shit out of radio towers to find people's phones, man. On November 6, 2014, 2 years after Toni's death, federal authorities arrested Harold Henthorn. Hawthorne's not his last name, it's Henthorn. The catalyst was the discovery that he was actively moving large sums of money, including a transfer of $500,000 to his brother. They believed he was about to flee. And so they were completely concerned about Haley.
Yeah, that's what I
Keep
was
in mind,
gonna ask.
Haley
Yeah.
is with her dad for these 2 years.
Oof.
And he is like, her family believes that he had done it.
Right.
And they're pretty much just bullshitting so that they can see the daughter. That's all the family's doing at this point.
Right.
They take him into custody, and a judge later denied him bail, declaring that he was a substantial flight risk. The arrest marked the end of the investigation and the beginning of the fight in the courtroom. In September 2015, 3 years after pushing his wife off of a cliff, he went on trial for first-degree murder. With no confession... Oh, my God.
Zero alarm.
Another fucking phone call. I told my husband that we were recording late. I told him. And he still calls. And I even made this joke at his holiday party that he calls me every time we're recording. And he knows that his phone goes through.
Man.
So, there you have it. My phone's busy
I'm gonna
today.
text him and be like, she's busy.
He knows. Golly. This is all payback because I called while he was hunting and I scared off a deer. I guarantee that this is what this is for. Okay. So with no confession and no eyewitnesses, the prosecution built its case on a mountain of circumstantial evidence, focusing on 3 key themes. The core of their argument was captured in a powerful analogy. Are you ready? Because I fucking love this.
Okay.
If you win the lottery, it's a celebration. If you win it twice, it's an investigation.
Oh. Ain't that some shit?
Ain't that some shit? The motive. Prosecutors argued that the case was about pure greed. Toni Henthorn was worth far more to her husband dead, $4.5 million in insurance, than alive. Premeditation. Using the cell phone records of his repeated scouting trips and the map with the red X, they proved the murder was not a spontaneous act, but a cold, calculated plan.
Right.
Pattern of behavior. The judge allowed prosecutors to introduce evidence from Lynn Henthorn's death and the
Good.
beam incident to show it was not the first time that Harold had orchestrated such an event.
What a piece of shit.
Yes.
And like, who knows? Because if the daughter was on any of the documentation like that, maybe Toni set up before she passed away and was brutally murdered. That like maybe
And she was so young.
I know, but
She
like
was only 7 at the time that her mother died.
It's so sad. Like you think about that, it could if she had anything set up in her name, which she probably did, because her mom.
She honestly,
So,
she
like,
probably didn't.
She
So let's be honest.
yeah,
like
but I mean, like her mom might have set something up.
that's
for
what I'm
her.
saying. She probably didn't. Her daughter was only 7. She's married. Her
Yeah.
beneficiary is always going to be the adult. And then you do like usually
Like
whenever you have like a lot of money, and I
Yeah.
only know this, I don't have a lot of money, but I recently did estate planning.
Right.
It would usually either way be in his name, and then she would get funds after her like 18th birthday at specific intervals.
Yeah.
So like, yes, she could have been the beneficiary of the 401k,
Right.
but these were all done without her consent and without her knowing.
Yeah, I was just curious, just because she might have been like, well, if she started to not trust him, who knows what the I don't know. Just
That
me
was
thinking
one of
like
the
a
things,
book of being like, oh, all of a sudden it's just like a
the daughter dies.
The-
One of
yeah.
the things was like, but he had the ability to control her. And that's what he was obsessed with, was controlling her. And he wanted
Oh.
her in his life. Like, that's all he needed. He didn't need Toni anymore.
he wanted
He
money
just wanted
and his daughter.
money and his daughter.
What a garbage guy.
Oh, and then here's one thing too. The defense team called no witnesses, and Harold Henthorn chose not to testify in his own defense. So, like, I'm not really sure if anyone tried here. The other thing I had to tell you real quick is that at her funeral, okay, within 2 days after the I believe it was 2 days, her family couldn't get everything about how he handled it. 100% the family was like, he did it. Like, they knew too. Like, when I tell you this was a murder committed where he might as well have walked out with bloody clothes on and a fucking Michael Myers mask.
Yeah.
Like
Like
everyone
they
knew.
knew. It's not like, oh, he would never.
Yeah, no.
They were like, no, he did it.
Yes. Because when she died, within 2 days, the funeral was already planned for. And there were 700 carefully curated photos provided to, he had sent to a company to put together the
Stop.
video. And he already had all the photos saved. And none of the photos were before she had met fucking Harold. So the family was she goes, there were photos of just Harold and just Haley. And they're like, you could tell through these photos,
Wow.
like he had the time. He had already put it together. They felt like he had 100% put all of these photos together, hired somebody to make it into a collage,
That's insane.
which obviously at that time they didn't realize PowerPoint and just how you could do that. You don't have to hire somebody for it, but I guess
Right.
that's what rich people do. I don't know. I can't relate.
Yeah.
But the fact that like someone in the family was just like, I thought it was so disrespectful
Yeah.
that it showed. It's like me dying and then putting no photos of you in it. No photos of my parents.
Right.
No photos of me as a baby.
Right.
Just me and Travis.
Right.
And me and Travis and Jaden.
Wow. Yeah.
And he never looked upset. They said he never cried. They were so thrown by all of it, and they were so just like devastated, freak accident, all this. And he just seemed cool as a cucumber.
He didn't play the part at all.
No.
Well, you better have a good ending to this, because right now I'm mad at him. So
On September 2015, after just 10 hours of deliberation, the jury delivered its verdict. Guilty of first-degree murder. Harold Henthorn was sentenced to mandatory life in prison without the possibility of parole.
good.
The legal battle was over, but the emotional toll on the families of his victims would, of course, last a fucking lifetime. At Harold's sentencing, the families of his victims, and I say victims, but really should be victim, but Lynn's family wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if they were there. They didn't speak at this
Right.
trial.
Mhm.
They were finally given a chance to confront him. And they had said, Bob, Toni's father, said, we never imagined that murder would come into our lives like a thief in the night. And Todd, Toni's brother, said the defendant is morally cheap and is bankrupt of all honesty. He did say, and I don't have the quote, but Todd also said, you finally got the only title you deserved, which is a murderer. Like, because then they realized he never had a job. Like,
What a
fathom
piece of
what
garbage.
the fuck happened
Yeah.
here.
What
Oh
a piece of garbage.
my God. After her mother's death, Toni's daughter, Haley, endured a period of profound control and manipulation. Remember, she was stuck with her.
Oh God.
Harold told his 7-year-old daughter her mother had lost consciousness forever, and then immediately warned her that she was not allowed to cry. He goes, people will be watching.
What?
And so she thought that her mom wasn't dead and that she would eventually come back.
How awful.
And they did 2 funerals, one in Mississippi and one in Colorado. And the second funeral is when she realized that her mom was actually dead.
That poor
Because of the
child.
way he worded it. And then he didn't allow her to grieve. So then she had shame for the grieving process as a 7-year-old.
She's gonna be have so much trauma and emotional damage.
So on
Ugh.
top of that, her life became a prison. She said, quote, I couldn't leave my room, and he had a baby monitor in my room watching me. He would know if I woke up, and he would know if I came downstairs to get anything before he said it was allowable. So he controlled her so much that she wasn't allowed to like go get water or eat or do anything outside of his control.
The fuck?
Yes. Haley was adopted by her mother's brother, Barry, and his wife, Paula. It says Barry. I'm sorry. I don't know why it says Barry because it was Todd. I don't know where the fuck that word came in.
He's Todd Barry.
Todd and her. That had to have been Todd because there was only one brother that we focus on this entire time. So I'm going to focus on Todd. Maybe it's Todd Barry Bertollet. My bad. I do this at least once where I get a name fucked up in my story.
Yeah.
Fucking always. And his wife. And she found a completely safe and loving home. They're beautiful people, amazing parents.
Good.
And they said that Haley was starving for like a safe and like loving environment. And because she lost her mother so young and she has no fucking relationship with her dad, I really think that she allowed them to fully replace her parents in like a loving and beautiful way.
Right.
And she's very happy.
Good.
The most powerful statement at the sentencing came from Haley herself. In a letter read to the court, the young girl declared she will no longer call him her father, referring him only as Mr. Henthorn. Years later, because Haley's like, in the documentary, she looks like she's like 17, 16, 2012. And it was I don't know what year the
show came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a spicy like teenager, you know what I mean? Like she looks young.
Yeah.
Has to be under the age of 18.
Right.
She explained that she was chosen. She said that she explained that she has chosen to forgive the man who murdered her mother, not for him, but for herself, and to give her fucking life a chance to fucking heal. Not for his sake, but for mine, so that I know that I'm freed from him, from his control, is what Haley Bertollet said. And obviously she went to the Bertollet name. This is the sad story of the death of Toni Henthorn, a loving mother, daughter, sister, and a brilliant doctor at the hands of her bullshit, lying ass husband, Harold.
God. I do remember that story, but I don't remember it in depth. I forgot how much of like he fucking lied about all that stuff and was a piece of shit.
How many layers of the fucking like...
Yeah.
The layers are insane. Imagine being married for 12 years.
That's what I was thinking, how long it was.
And like acting like you had business trips.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm important business with all my 90 employees.
Yeah.
All my business.
Fake phone calls.
Piece of
fake
shit.
work. I don't know if it's actually that hard. You know, Toni had her own practice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if Travis went to work every day, I could fake work. But I couldn't like cope with how was your day? And then being like, well, you know, fucking Sarah in accounting's pissing me off again. You know, I just
we had a potluck, and I swear if Barb brings that goddamn green bean casserole one more time, no one likes it.
I just don't understand going on a business trip for a week and being like, yeah, I'm at a conference, or like they had pulled up and called the fundraising, like where he was like a certified fundraiser is what he had told everyone.
Yeah.
And they had called and they were like, no, there's nobody by that name. Like it was so quickly, like it unraveled so quick. And I guess the reason it took time to get to court was to really just make sure that they could like ironclad story here to get him in jail forever.
Well, there's a lot at stake, and there's a lot of pieces they had to connect. So if they made one wrong move, that's why like on TV, people like us that watch like Law and Order, we think, oh, well, they got arrested here, they go to court because it's an hour. But like in reality, a lot of our stories are like, well, it takes like 2 years because they have to file paperwork.
Well, he wasn't even arrested.
Yeah. Oh, that's
what I'm saying. Like it took 2 years to arrest him.
Jeez.
And when they were finally able to was when they were seeing that he was moving money around.
And they were like, well, they got it. They had to make their move. Their hand was forced.
But once more, like we said, it was built on what? Circumstantial evidence, right? Like you can't prove Now, there are obviously they proved this. Like I just told you 800 ways that they fucking proved it.
Yeah.
The other bigger way that I feel like because I have the cliff, like, and at some point, Jess, I'm sorry I didn't tell you when, but throw that fucking cliff in there because I included that. Just so you could see how rocky it was.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it is a rocky, insane cliff.
Yeah, no.
Like usually you'd be able to tell like a push trajects you further out. We've seen this before. You know, there's actually been a photo. Didn't somebody take a photo and they had evidence of someone pushing someone off a cliff? Like, it seems like it would be an easy way to get away with murder, but obviously it is not. And you shouldn't X marks the spot on it either. It's just so sad because she was an amazing mom and she was an amazing person and she was killed for money. And that's just, I mean, once more, I'm always going to say there's no reason to kill.
Right.
But crimes of passion and crimes of greed are just, they always hit different.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, you know what else hits different? Rate, reviewing, and subscribing.
Yes. Please make sure you do that. Yeah. We love you guys. Follow us on the socials.
Yes.
And enjoy the holiday season, man. We're pretty fucking festive. We're trying to be.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I picked this story out before everything, so there's nothing I can do about the fact that I didn't theme it very well, but.
No, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was interesting, and I'm glad that we got to talk about
Toni. I agree. Yes. Well, thank you guys so much. We love you. Don't forget, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Love you. Bye.
We love you back.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?